Last Saturday, December 5th, Plaquemines Parish residents, employees, and elected officials were present for the grand opening of the historic Fort Jackson Museum. In its heyday, Fort Jackson was a prime destination for families and school students from surrounding metro areas to visit and learn of the rich American history based here in Plaquemines Parish. President Amos Cormier says,
as I stated on many occasions, the history of two-thirds of the United States lies right here within Plaquemines Parish in the Port of New Orleans. We are the gateway from the Rocky Mountains to the Appalachian Mountains, and as a result of that, this museum and the artifacts in it are long overdue.
James and Alora Madere spearheaded the project of organizing the museum exhibits in time for the kickoff of the Plaquemines Parish Orange Festival.
It really took 3 weeks to get everything in and start putting it. So really 3 weeks we were going 7 days a week, as many hours as we physically put in.
The eye of Hurricane Katrina landed just north of Fort Jackson, leaving the site covered in water for several weeks. How were we able to salvage artifacts that were at the site? James Madere says,
they were actually stored at a company, Galvatech Industries. Mr. David Johnson and his entire family run that, and they stabilized and did the best they could with what we had because of the saltwater intrusion on all these artifacts, and they stored them in their facility in Harvey.
As you walk into the museum, you notice high ceilings, modern architecture, and hundreds of years of history.
As you see, there's a sign that says a new exhibit coming soon, visit again. Is we're hopes of having a Plaquemines Parish room where it will actually give the history of the beginning of Plaquemines Parish, beginning with the Indians, all the way through the discovery of Louisiana, and then all the way through to date. And that's what that room's for. So then hopefully in the next 30 to 45 days, we'll try and get that up and running.
So how does it feel to finally see all of your hard work come to fruition?
It gives me chills every time. Every time we think about this. Miss Sarah, Miss Susan, we'll sit down sometimes when we just finish about 7, 8 o'clock at night trying to get things in place for today, and Miss Sarah will start crying. You know, it makes everybody emotional because this has been a long journey. It took 10 years from 1822 to 1832 for Fort Jackson to be built. It took 10 years after Katrina to get this museum back up and running.
And then it's exciting because the people down here, this gives them one more thing to come back for. And we're trying to rebuild the parish, and that's part of it. You know, it gives them something to be proud of, to come back to bring your kids to. It's stuff that they grew up with, and that's what we keep hearing. A lot of people go, I can't wait for my kids to see this, because I kept telling them about it. And, you know, they're growing up and they hadn't seen it.
Right.
So it's an important part of everybody's heritage in this parish.
At Fort Jackson, we're preserving our past for future generations. If you would like to visit the Fort Jackson Museum, please stop by Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. For Plaquemines Parish Government, I'm Michael Powell.